amazing fights, man. I remember last time I talked to you, we were talking about, the reaction of anyway, and it was going to be hard to top it. Well, here we are, you know, Errol Spence versus Terrence Crawford reaction. What you think? What are your thoughts?
Um, I think that guys like Crawford, they just raise their level, man, and people say that guys don't hear, what the critics say, but you hear it. It's just how you process it, And Crawford, he probably was like, "Y'all think in the way is the best. I'm gonna show y'all, man." That was um that was a tremendous performance. That was man, that was very impressive.
Me too. Um, Obviously, like, he got a ninth round stoppage. He comes in there with Eminem with a net on. What are your thoughts, by the way, when you're seeing, Crawford coming in and embracing, that hey, this is the fight that makes me to the next level.
Um, I think they both had a good job of showmanship and branding and marketing. Both of them said some real cool stuff, man. At the press conferences. Like, I mean, listen, this is a business, and they selling merch and fans and people subscribing and putting their pay-per-views. So I thought both of them, Earl said, they're gonna be smoking on Bud. That was good, and then Bud, you know, um. He was talking about they was going to, catch the big fish. It was great. What did he say? It was going to be a fish fry. I think he said it was going to be a fish fry. They
Yeah.
both had some real smooth stuff. I like, they sold the fight good without being like overly disrespectful. I thought
Facts.
they did a real good job of selling the fight without like getting personal with, guys just start saying things that just, you know, not boxing related. I thought they both did good with it.
Yeah, 100%. People were worried if they was gonna have trouble selling this fight, but obviously, like, just
Listen, I don't
professional.
know what they gonna say that uh you know this fight's so good,
Yeah,
but people they be making up pay-per-view numbers. I know everybody was interested in this fight and they did a good job, and them dudes they should get generational money off of this one night. So, it's good.
what were your initial thoughts watching round one?
I fill out round, uh but I didn't I'm not gonna say I didn't like, but I was a little concerned for Earl that Bud didn't have to give up too much ground.
Mm,
You know what I mean? Like he kind of just could kind of like stay in there a little bit.
to the
He really
side.
wasn't backing him up in the first round, but he was kind of like, like he gave him the impression that he just wasn't gonna run him around the ring and carry him too fast. And you know, people kept asking me about the fight. One of the things that I said, I really believe that Crawford is the puncher, and I also, I don't, it don't look like he the puncher, but I felt strongly that he was the puncher, and then I didn't like the fact that Earl really couldn't like boss him around the ring, like he couldn't really just like come down on him and like kind of make him a little bit uncomfortable. And I felt like Earl had to get a really, really good start. If there was one guy that shouldn't, that it would be hard for them to come from behind, it would be Earl, you know, um, because then he would have to just fight harder instead of really smarter and just kind of keep going into the damn windmill of what Crawford is, So the first round, it could have been anybody round. Maybe, like, for some people reason everybody said Earl won the round. I didn't really see much in the round, to be honest with you. I thought
Swing.
Crawford landed a nice shot. Earl maybe landed a body shot, but that was really it. Probably a 10-10 round. But I could tell that Earl really didn't make Terrence like feel him as far as where Terrence had to like, move around the ring for a couple of rounds to kind of calm down the steam. When I seen that, I was like, And the second round, the knockdown happened, and then the guy that kind of need that does known for the for the slow start. Now he up and he got a fast start, so it was kind of like everything just that could go wrong did go wrong for Earl. So and then you get a great fighter. He get his rhythm, and he kind of, as anything. You ever see a basketball game like Golden State? They hit a three. The next thing you know, they done hit like 10 of them, and you out the building. That's kind of what it felt like when Crawford got that first knockdown. It was just like anything he was going to do was just going to go right, and it was just, man, Earl showed a lot of guts, man. That was a awful beating. That was a bad beating, man. And Crawford was hitting him to the body. You know, everybody talking about his face, but he was taking some brutal body shots. They were subtle. It wasn't like it was just like every once in a while he'd just stick something up underneath Earl elbows, man, and slow him down.
Yeah,
I
make him
I
bleed
I
out.
I know that look, man. Earl didn't like he wasn't trying to show it, but there was some brutal body shots, man, and that kind of like slow you down, man. And you know, props to Crawford though, man. What a fight! That was a man. That was one of those performances that everybody in their generation they need to have it because it's different if I'm telling the guy 20 years old, man, there was a guy by the name of Ray Leonard, and he did this, and then they look on YouTube. When you live through it, it's different. So now these guys of this generation, they get to have one of those performances. Like a lot of these guys are so young, they can't remember what Floyd did to Diego Corrales.
Correct.
If I told them that the guy that's a trainer now, Buddy McGirt, had one of those performances against Simon Brown over 30 years ago, it's going to be hard for them to fathom because you know, they haven't they haven't seen that. So to get that performance in their lifetime, it's like wow, I got to see something different. I got to see something special. And Ter- Terrence gave it to him. That's all you could, man. And boxing, sometimes you come in the gym and it's your day. Sometimes you come in the gym and it's not your day. You ask anybody that's in the game. Sometimes you have a fight, they just be on fire. Sometime in the gym, man. Uh, uh, um, you know, they just be on fire, and it's just that was just Crawford day, man. You
Hmm.
know, it was just it
But
was just his day, man. He just got a day. It was just everything he could do, man. It was like he was so in tune. He was so locked in. He was like in a flow state. He wasn't even breathing. He wasn't even really breathing. He was just like so locked in. I I I, I saw when he had that weigh in and he came on the stage and he was like I could tell that wasn't a real weigh in. Uh,
hmm
I could tell that wasn't a real weigh-in. I could tell that they had weighed in earlier and then they got to kind of like rehydrate and come back out. Crawford was feeling like good about himself, man. I was like, you know, but everybody wants to play psychologist before a fight. You never really know how that's gonna go. But I saw how just good and in tuned he was, man, and you know, you get that kind of performance, man. It's like a once in a lifetime kind of thing. We got two of them in 1 week, which is crazy, but you know, just gotta just appreciate greatness when you see it.
absolutely, absolutely. Um, that way in that you were speaking upon, Spence mentioned, you're gonna thank me after this fight.
Mm.
Um, a lot of people have their own assumption of why, they thought that he said that. Why do you believe he said that?
Um, I just think that that they understand that it's a business, and they just they wasn't trying to act tough. I just think he just was just talking and casual, just casually talking, like man, we made this fight, let's go make history. I thought it was cool what he said. Like people try to draw too much from it. I don't draw much from that. I just think it was just like, why do I have to act tough when we're gonna go in the ring and fight anyway?
Hmm.
That's how I think it was. That was cool. They gave each other a handshake, and you know, I don't think he was trying to throw the fight or nothing like that. If that's a theory behind it, because the beating he took, if he was trying to throw a fight, man, he wouldn't have kept coming out there. So I
No,
don't believe that. I just think it was just two men just talking. Like at the end of the day, people don't want to say it, but like we need each other to make money. Two guys have to take a fight to make money. You know what I mean? It's not one side. So Earl and Terrence, they made the fight together, and you know they made history together. They gave us a big fight of our generation. So I think that that was more just him giving Terrence attribution. That's all. It wasn't nothing. I didn't take anything bad by it.
Um, there's a lot of people saying that Terrence carried the fight. What are your assumptions on him carrying the fight? Basically saying that, he could have got him out of there a little earlier than what could have happened, and he just wanted to put a show for the people.
Um, I don't know if carry the fight is the wrong word, is the right word. I think he took his time. I think he
Okay.
did take his time, because I've seen a couple of shots that he could have took. He had Earl head down a couple of times. He could have like took a left hand and he didn't. Um, I don't want to try to like you know read his mind. I don't know what he was thinking and what he wasn't thinking. But I did see a couple of shots that he could have took. But I think he was just taking his time. I think that despite some of the friendly trash talk, I think that they got a lot of respect for each other. I think that they both got a whole lot of respect for each other, and Terrence just maybe just didn't want to go rush anything and get caught with something silly. I don't know, but I did see a couple of shots. I was like, damn, he didn't take that shot. I don't know. You have to ask him because I don't know well enough what's going through his mind to try to say that, But he was giving Earl some heat though. I don't think he was like taking it easy on him. I, you know, Sometimes people say some weird stuff. I don't think he was taking it easy